Hi and welcome to the channel. In this week's video, we're going to talk about real life van life stuff. If you're planning a build, if you are planning full-time van life, there's a lot of questions that you probably should be finding the answers to right now. You need to know ahead, are you going to be okay doing this lifestyle? The biggest question that you should be asking yourself is, are you going to be okay sleeping just off the wall odd places? Do you need a destination? I talked to my sister on the way up to Connecticut and Rhode Island, and she said, well, where are you going to be staying at? And I said, I don't know. And she's like, oh, I don't think I could do that. You need to know if you're that type of person ahead of time. You need to know if you're going to be able to pull off and sleep at rest stops, at Cracker Barrels, at, just anywhere on the road. So anyway, so I needed all 50 states. I needed Connecticut. I needed Rhode Island. So I started heading north. The weather started getting bad. The fog started coming in. I wanted to get off the road. So I pulled into a rest area. I don't have any problem staying at rest areas. Kelly does not like me staying at rest areas, but I do okay. I woke up the next morning and there was a sign, which the fog was too heavy for me to see when I came in, that said 2-hour parking. I feel like you pull in away from the crowd, you don't cause any problems, don't create any problems, and you're going to be okay. I've had those experiences. So the next day, I got into Mystic, Connecticut, drove around the little town, not really anywhere that I felt like I could be stealthy. I stayed in a subdivision. There was an eye care business, 6 or 7 houses. I pulled in, I shut everything down. You have to be okay with not being perfectly level, as I was not, but it was not a deal breaker. I pulled in, shut everything down, went to bed for the night, had a window open. I didn't even wake up until about 9:30. I'm a night shifter, so I stay up later, and got up and started about my day. I had no problems. That was my first subdivision boondocking. After that, I stayed at another rest area. I stayed at a Cracker Barrel, which I love. If you're going to stay at a Cracker Barrel, please eat something or purchase something in the store. That way it doesn't ruin it for those of us, we don't want them to stop allowing that. Walmart, some Walmarts won't let you stay there anymore, and I feel like maybe it's caused because people aren't supporting them. So make sure that if you stay at a Cracker Barrel, please eat at the Cracker Barrel. My last day, I went mooch docking. I got a message from Jonnie's Journey, the other Jonnie's Journey, and he said, hey, you're about an hour away from me, come on up. So I went up there, he took me up the mountain, we got some pizza, and I mooch docked off of him. If you don't know what mooch docking is, that is when you stay in someone's property and typically you get electric and water set up. I did not need electric because I have the Bluetti, but I did fill up my water tanks. I only fill them to about 30 gallons, but I was able to top off. So thank you, Jonnie's Journey, for letting me mooch dock. Say hi to Mom. Thank you for the water and the hospitality. The other thing that I was able to do is during my stay at the rest areas, one of them had filtered water. You bring in your bottle, you fill up your bottle, and it's their attempt to save plastic. There was a what do you call it, just an attendant, and I said, hey, I've got a gallon jug in the van, can I fill it up? And he was like, yeah, sure. So I was able to get a gallon of filtered water that I use for my coffee and cooking filled up at a rest area. Also at rest areas, I have the Nature's Head toilet, and it separates number 1 and number 2. Number 1 goes into a plastic bin that has to be dumped frequently if you're using it a lot. So I have a bag. I put that container into a bag and I carry it into the rest stop. Can't really tell what it is. It's just a lady carrying a bag into a rest stop. Most people think you're probably going in there to change clothes or something. So I take it in there, I dump it, And so that any rest stop I stay at, I do dump my Nature's Head toilet while I'm there. So, and those are the things that you gotta remember. Oh, I'm gonna pull into a rest stop, I'm gonna dump my tank. So those are things. Are you gonna be okay with carrying your pee bottle into a rest area and dumping it into the toilet? The poor lady next door probably thought, oh, that lady really had to go. But you have to be okay with that stuff. You have to, I mean, that's life in van life. So anyway, so the next thing I want to talk about is my Bluetti solar generator. And I've done several videos on it. One of them was kind of like a, hey, you know, am I happy video? 49% of the people didn't watch the entire video. Therefore, 49% of you all don't think I like my Bluetti solar generator. I have the AC200. I 100% power my van off of this solar generator. I love it. It is such an easy system, electrical system to set up. If you don't know a lot about wiring, about inverters, about solar controllers, this is a really, really simple way to go. It's a 1700 watt-hour lithium battery. It's a 2000 watt inverter. It's all in one system. You take it out of the box and you put it in your van. You do the AC, you plug a cord. There's 6 ports, you plug your cord in. The AC, I've got a video on how to set your DC. I've got a video on how to set your DC up. It works great. You can charge it while you're driving. You can charge it while you're driving and solar charge at the same time. You can solar charge and shore power charge at the same time. Most days my generator is charged up by 11 a.m. Where I stay at while I'm travel nursing, I work 3 days a week. I stay on another nurse's property. They let me plug in when needed. Typically, I can plug in for about 2 hours, 3 hours, and I'm completely charged. Enough to take a hot shower, enough to stick my head underneath the sink and shampoo, and I'm good to go. The solar generator is really, really working out good. I have my refrigerator, my toilet fan, my LED panel, a night light. It's on 24/7, and I'm typically pulling about 70 watt hours at a time. That's also with a light on. And then each component, you know your components. You have to learn your components. I can almost narrow it down perfectly. I can have this on, this on, and this on for this amount of time, and I'm good to go. So the Bluetti solar generator, I'm super happy with it. I do have several videos out on it if you're trying to wire your van with a solar generator. It doesn't have to be a Bluetti. And I'm going to do a video on start to finish on my system for those that are wanting to wire it. One of the things that you have to remember with any system is, what do you have something on that doesn't need to be on? Because if it doesn't need to be on, you're draining your system needlessly. So my WeBoost, when I'm sleeping, I don't need cell service. So I put a hole in my nightstand. I was able to feed a cord up to there. I take this top off. I've got my WeBoost in there and a cord in there to plug it in. I'm going to pull it out. And I plug it in when I need Wi-Fi service. I unplug it when I'm done Wi-Fi service. And you're not burning electricity that you don't have to burn. So that is working out perfect. One of the other hacks that I did is when I left and I'm driving, every time I'm driving my towels fall on the floor. I hate it. So you're getting ready for van life, take all your towels, clip a little hole with scissors near the halfway point, just a little bit down, sew the border so it doesn't fray in the washer and dryer, and that way you can hook your towels up, they don't fall on the floor while you're driving. That's another just quick tip. And yeah, so those are just some van life updates, some van life thoughts that you probably need to be thinking about while you're traveling. Well, another question that I get a lot, it's getting hot out, and how am I staying cool? I don't have an AC unit, and I run my fan a lot, and I've got these 2 little portable fans, and those are working good. It is getting hot. So if you have any suggestions on ways to cool down, I get a lot of questions about it. I want to put like a split air unit in, but if you do it yourself, it voids the warranty. I'm not really up yet on somebody else cutting a hole in my van. I may do it, but for right now I'm trying to acclimate myself to the higher temperatures and just try to get used to it. So alright, so those are van life updates on I just took that long trip. I feel like I'm learning more and more and more every time I take my van out, and you will do the same once you hit the road. But any tips and tricks and thoughts that you can have in advance is just gonna make your trip more successful. So thanks for following along. We'll see you guys on the next video.